Matthew, obviously two boys are out there. Is this the big sort of definitive day on what they sit regarding their fitness for Saturday?
Oh, it's a really important day. So, Aaron will full train, and Nathan, we're really confident with him. We'll just sort of continue to progress him and give him every chance. But excuse me, we think we'll play. But regardless of what happens today, we'll probably name both and then let it unfold and make some final decisions probably.
With Aaron, is it just about fitness, or is it also about whether he fits in now?
Yeah, I think it's a really good point. I think it's about both things. It's about fitness and team balance on the opposition, trying to pick the best team to beat the Richmond Football Club. And so there's a bit of work to do with that. But certainly, if he gets through today, which we're confident he will, he'll be available. He's been doing a fair bit of work, training the house down in a real sense. So we've got some important decisions to make.
If he doesn't
just change with Sam Lace as opposed to Griffin.
Yeah, well, I think certainly we're going to train him a fair bit forward today. He's something unique and pretty hard to deal with, particularly with the rules with defenders taking arms and holding. So that's a potential opportunity for us. And John Griffin's been fantastic in the ruck with help from Kepler Bradley and Zach Clark when he's played. So it's been a pretty good model for us. And so we're trying to get our head around what are the opportunities if we pick Aaron, which we'll probably name him anyway, and then if he plays. So that's sort of maybe another dimension up forward.
Some people have even suggested that you might be better without him and with Griffin being more unpredictable.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I don't know much, but I know there's a lot of opinions that fly around about what the team looks like and what it should look like, and everyone's entitled. And I think that what makes it great. We've got our different visions for our teams and the way they best should function and operate. So, but look, Aaron's been a proven performer over a long period of time. So we've clearly, over a long period of time, been a better team with Aaron in. And he's helped drag this club from the lower reaches of the ladder, really, hasn't he? When the rebuild, oldest list, highest paid, non-performance to get the youth in, and he was one of those. He's worked off a rookie list, and he's helped drag this club up. So, yeah, we really respect Aaron, and we're trying to find what's best for the team, mate.
Would you consider playing him in the waffle if you don't play him against Richmond?
Look, I think that's something we would consider. Yeah, but is it likely? Probably not.
West Coast have had great success with Dan Cox going forward in the past year and a half. You mentioned about Aaron playing forward. Do you kind of look at that and perhaps think that's been successful? Aaron can spend some more time forward as well.
No, I don't look at that specifically. I think apples for apples, apples and oranges, because he is different, isn't he, Aaron? And Cox is such a mobile running player. Aaron's a unique player. So, but certainly we know teams don't like tall defenders. Like power forwards are pretty hard to deal with, and Matthew would be some good support for Matthew. So that's sort of what we're weighing up a little bit, and we're pretty keen to continue to reward. Even on the weekend, thought Adelaide were pretty good. Were we at our best? No, but we fought on and we never gave up. So we showed some good resilience, and almost could have found a way to pinch that game at one point. So we're really respectful of the efforts that have been made. We're not just going to flippantly change the team.
Does he come into a midfield roster that's in better shape than when he last played, Aaron? Round 11, I think, was his last game.
Yeah, I think our form tells that. David Mundy's trained on and Barlow's trained on. And then with Fife back in, that was really important. So, and on the weekend, we obviously weren't at our best in there. We first half was really good, started to show signs in the third, and then the fourth quarter, the weight of numbers of the Adelaide midfield sort of got on top, which is a real challenge because Richmond have got, a lot of high calibre running players. So we're going to need our midfield to be at our best.
Is there scope when Aaron is playing to be a bit more attacking in midfield than you have been?
Well, I think we always just try and find a balance between attack and defence. We don't want to be a downhill skiing team and run forward of the ball and some weeks win by 10 and then lose by 10. We want to be in the game all the time. So the Geelong model's been a really strong success, and the Collingwood model, and really then the Saints model was solid. Go to the ball, outnumber the opposition, then when you win it, go. So it's not about, and I think West Coast has spoken about maybe we're attacking too much and not defending enough around the stoppages. So you're just trying to always strike that balance. You know.
Ross, speaking about models, when you're at St Kilda, your model was pretty strong as well. And Zach Dawson said before last weekend's game against Adelaide that a few of his old teammates rang him saying, yeah, actually, we see a lot of resemblance now to the way we used to play under Ross. Is your model slowly getting there here at Fremantle now?
Well, look, it's certainly different. I've sort of changed with the times, changed our ball use. There's been changes throughout the course of this year, and the game's always evolving. And look, if you continue to look backwards, I think you can learn from the past and bring the strong principles, but you've got to continue to evolve and improve. So we're certainly different, and I coach differently, and we set up differently to what was in it. There's some really strong threads, obviously, but if you as Robert Wall said to me, the only constant thing in AFL football's change. So it's a pretty strong reminder that you've got to continue to evolve.
So how much has your model evolved at this point in time? Is it
it
work
has
in
changed.
progress? But how
I think it's evident. Go back and look at the numbers. You do a study on it. We'll tell you we kick it more. There's different things. So yeah.
I think the last time you played the Tigers, Ryan Crowley did a pretty good job on Delio, but you've obviously also got Cochin to worry about.
Yeah, Cochin played last one too. Yeah.
How do you juggle those two? Do you go
really difficult. It's a bit like Shuey Kerr, so they've got Cochin, Deledio, and Grig's been, really strong for them, high uncontested player. They've got Jackson running through there, Edwards, and Tuck's been really efficient as well. So, and Steph Martin, Dustin Martin's pretty handy as well. So, I mean, they're pick 1s and 2s in the country. So they're going to be a handful, and they're coming over determined to wing, and they've already put it on that they want to derail us. So we've heard that a number of times over the last few weeks. So we'll be ready and prepared. But at match committees at Martin, Deledio, or Cochin, and then there's a bit of Grig and Tuck. So it's quite difficult. But I tend to, even last week, even the last meeting, I tend to leave it. Sometimes they've all got mates at Richmond and they text and they Twitter, so I just tend to leave it to the last minute before Ryan knows who he's getting. So.
And early in the week, you were quite critical of your defenders, and particularly Spur and Duffield, you mentioned. How have they
I think I mentioned them all, yeah.
You named those two though.
Did I? Yeah.
Yeah. How have they responded, or what do you expect from them this week?
And I'm pretty sure, was that on 6PR? Yeah, Johnson and Dawson were two in particular, our talls. And it was probably unusual for me to name individuals, but I thought the collective back six, really when we were having entries 28-18, Adelaide scored too easily, and it's a bit about all over the ground, but on this particular instance, you could drill it down to our back six. So they're really good people. They didn't intentionally go out not to defend well for us in a critical game, but they got away from some basics and some principles of competing and body work. So they've trained really well. Expect them to train well today and respond accordingly against Richmond.
So Ross, was it more than just an application thing in terms of them breaking down? You said particularly in that last quarter.
Well, it was clearances in the last quarter. Yeah. What do you mean application?
Oh, from your back six.
Well, I
was
thought
it their ball movement or their application or what?
No, last quarter was weighted numbers clearances. It was 217, so that didn't worry me then. It was when we had full control of the game. Yeah, it was just some application to starting points. A foot is a long way in league footy, so if you're just standing off a foot, you can get exposed pretty quickly. There was just some high balls in, and I just saw some really soft defensive aerial sort of contests.
Do you put McFarlane's absence down to any of that? Does he help Marshall with that?
Oh, it'd be a sad state of affairs if we're using excuses and we want to be a one-man team. I don't sort of prescribe to that theory. We're trying to move away from that. There's not too many great teams or clubs that are built around one person. I know that.
It's pretty important though this week, surely, against Rewell.
Yeah, he's top class, Jack. He's superstar, Jack Rewell. Kicks a lot of goals and they go to him a lot and really energetic and drives the team. So, look, Luke will definitely play. He's an in, and depending where he is, Luke and Zach will share him.
Sorry, Ross, I don't know whether it's been asked. Chris Main on the concussion. How's he?
Yeah, he's passed his cog state early in the week, so which is great. The earlier they pass it, the way you go. And he trained fully Tuesday. Yeah, he's up and about. Yeah, he's really important to us. And it was such a courageous act going back to the flight of the ball. And that's what we want to be known for, a courageous team that really keeps its eye on the ball. But we've got plenty of improvement to do. There's no doubt about that.